Friendship, shalom, and greetings to you all. What a week. Now, we've had the 10 days of awe, which end on the weekend, and rather than enjoy the holiest day of the year, the good people of Israel must be extra vigilant as they protect the right of Judaism to continue and fight to ensure that a home stays a home and that it is welcome to all. But sadly enough, the major press seems to be continuing to downgrade the independence and truth-seeking of what used to be the Fourth Estate. Once a check on abuse, it's now become a partner in that abuse. It's subjugation. And that is dangerous to a free society. It is dangerous for all. It's bad enough that CBS, the once great home of Walter Cronkite, has edited the responses of a presidential candidate as opposed to letting people hear the real answer and think for themselves. But they've also ordered its staff not to mention that the capital city of Israel, Jerusalem, which has always been the capital, is in fact in Israel. And this comes on the heels of them refusing to refer to Hamas as a terrorist organization. Where do they think Jerusalem is? What do they think terror organizations are? How dumb do they actually believe the public is? And yes, the public's getting stupider all the time. If you're not saddened, disgusted, and worried by this, you need to wake up. You know, it's just been over 1 year since October 7th, 23, a true day to live in infamy, when Israel was attacked and many innocent civilians, women, children, babies, the elderly, were slaughtered. There have been protests in several major U.S. and Canadian cities where demonstrators openly glorified last year's Hamas massacre and kidnapping and openly called for more acts of mass murder and terror in Israel. How can it be a year? How can there be celebrations? How can there still be hostages? How can the world stay silent? How can friends and allies stop helping the only true democracy in a part of the world that has never had democracy? What do they think they're going to gain? You know, trying to please everyone pleases no one. Someone opened the closet door. How's the journey be good? Playing guitar, like ringing a bell, looking like you should. If you gotta play at garden parties, I wish you a lot of luck. But if memories were all I say, I'd rather drive a truck. But it's alright now. I learned my lesson well. You see, you can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself. You can't please everybody. What we create comes back to us. And creating deception, lies, threats, false friendships is not the way to peaceful coexistence. Israel is fighting on 7 fronts at the same time, and all point to one. And that one is Iran, which sponsors all the others. Iran has one goal, which they believe will then give them their 2 desires. Okay? They want a nuclear weapon, so that they can destroy Israel and the United States ultimately. They will not succeed, and the world should be joining together to stop this. This is not an I told you so event. This is for the world's safety and security and peace. Now, there's still over 100 hostages being held, and they know at least 30, and that's at least, and I'd not be surprised if it were more, are dead. And those dead bodies are also being held hostage. These are animals, they're not human. I don't care if you don't like that. How can anybody support them? The number of protests against Israel are staggering. And it all points to this unbelievable indoctrination that's been going on. How long has this indoctrination and poisoning been going on? seems to have been going on for quite a long time now. Quite a long time. How long has this been going on? How long has this been going on? Friends with their fancy persuasion don't admit it's part of the scheme. But I can't have my suspicion, 'cause I ain't quite as dumb as I seem. He said he was never intending to break up our scene in this way. Ain't any use in pretending it could happen to us any day. What happened to the ability of people to critically think? Now, while all Hamas are Palestinian, not all Palestinians are Hamas. So to equate the two is idiotic. They're not the same. One is a floundering group held prisoner by a government devoted not to the good of its population, but to the death and destruction of a state and a people. And that means the complete eradication and elimination. And year after year of indoctrination only goes to poison the soul of the people. How is that supportable? We seek transformation in this life, but we need to be aware of the transformational process. Our old personality patterns change without effort on our part in proportion to the depth of awareness that we bring to them. Has all awareness stopped too? Well, it's Thanksgiving in the Northern Realm, and what used to be Columbus Day, but I'm not sure what it is this year. But do we really need a day to remind us to give thanks? Every day, give thanks. For food, for shelter, for love, for life. Now, it came right on the heels of Atonement this year. How was your fast? How was your Day of Atonement? It's a very individual holiday. Celebrated, although perhaps observed is a better term than celebrated, at the biggest gatherings of the year. Each of us approaches the 10 days differently. Each of us knows what he, she, it, whatever your pronoun happens to be, must work on. Each of us has our own work to do in terms of the forgiveness mechanism, the one that's so important to all of us. Some of us simply say, another year over. I like to think everyone in their own time, in their own way, finds the best way to observe and takes the expression given at Yom Kippur, Gamar Chatima Tova, a good sealing in the book of life, as a fact. And so to you all, Gamar Chatima Tova, good sealing to each and every one of you. Now, for any who weren't sure what to think, what to do, keep these thoughts in mind. Maybe say them to yourself. To those I have wronged, I ask forgiveness. To those I have helped, I wish I had done more. To those I neglected to help, I ask for understanding. And to those who helped me, I thank you with all my heart. Now, it's not perfect, but it emphasizes how we need to stand with our brethren. And of course, with the ending of Yom Kippur, everyone is busily beginning building their sukkahs, the temporary huts where they will spend 7 days of Sukkot, engaging in the fantastic ritual of the 4 species. We'll be addressing that next week. Now, for many, it's their favorite holiday. And it's one designed to have guests, and we're going to talk about that also. It's one of the ordained gathering festivals, just as we gather as a group, celebrating common belief and faith. We're a community. We come together to celebrate belief and faith, collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. We respect everybody individually. We respect any and all faith. We respect any and all love. Because we are a true fellowship, a chavura, as we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all as we form this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together We are individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her or their own way. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody you know. Physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way at all, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov. Shevetachim Yah. Hine Matov. Shevetachim Yah. How good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. Together. We support each other in this community, so let's also send out love, goodwill, fellowship to the world. Remember, this is you setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and conserve and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. We need to spend time together. We need to appreciate each other and support each other's beliefs. It's a part of your intention, your Kavanah that you put out to the universe. It's goodwill. And it's goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control, of what you can correct. Your intention sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives. So let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to everyone that needs it. Healing and renewals for everyone. It just floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know, for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The Tikkun Olam. It's part of our spiritual genetic makeup and a part of the healing of the world. So when we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody, they don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds, although it is mostly said for those who are sick. But let's all send out energy for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers for those in need of assistance, especially those hostages. We pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them because we want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us. And we need to send as much healing energy for the ones still alive as possible. Still in prison, still languishing in the pit of despair. And we need to send it out for those closer to us. For my great pal, for Elizabeth, for Marilyn and William, for Shayna, for Mean and AJ, for Trevor and Jessica, for the elf, for Snoopy and Terry, for Carson, Dave and Sabrina, for Maria and Paul, for PJ and Roger, for Lucy, Gloria, and Nora, for Alana, for Johnny and Fern, and Ken and Kathy, for Carla and Mina, for Gabby and Charles, for Maria and Joan, for Doria, for Ronnie, for Connie, for Tally, for Mayim, for Danny, for Nina, for all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget to include all the familiars of our lives, all of our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everyone you know in need, for the whole world, and for sweet Devorah. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Me, Shabera, Avodah, Makor, HaBracha, Limotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as he has healed before. Misha Berach, may he who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. And may you all be renewed. Now, you may not have noticed this final reading of the Torah the other day. And you wouldn't have noticed it necessarily because we were in the midst of the Yamim Noraim, the 10 days of awe. And this week's Sabbath is Yom Kippur, which adds to it. But the last reading is a sleeper, almost a throwaway, and certainly one that doesn't fit. Now, it also happens to be one of the oldest pieces of poetry in the entire Bible, and one of my personal favorites. This week we read Ha'azinu, listen. Now, it's a fascinating reading, if for no other reason than instead of being a conclusion, it reads far more like an introduction and rivals the great introductions of ancient literature. Deuteronomy 32:1. Listen, skies, so I may speak. Let the earth hear what my mouth says. Let my teaching come down like showers. Let my sayings emerge like dew, like raindrops on plants, like rainfall on herbs. It's presented against a backdrop of knowledge raining down. Long as I remember, rain been coming down, clouds of mystery pour, confusion on the ground. Good men, good angels, trying to find the sun. And I wonder, still I wonder, stop the rain. Now when you read this, it may remind you of the beginning of the Iliad, the Odyssey, the Aeneid, even the Epic of Gilgamesh, as what's coming is laid out for us. All great stories throughout literature, throughout history, have introduced us to the protagonist and antagonists. The great story of man is no different, and that's what this ending as a beginning does. And it makes a perfect Yom Kippur reading. It has its own controversy. And the controversy stems from edits to the passage, which you really will notice in 32:8 of Deuteronomy, which makes reference to the dispersion of humankind and uses the phrase Bnei Yisrael, children of Israel. But, you know what? There's a Dead Sea Scroll which says instead, to the number of the children of the gods, Bnei Elohim. And the phrase children or sons of the gods normally means the gods. Now, scholars have hypothesized that this was the original reading of the verse, and that later scribes or editors were distressed by this meaning. After all, we're a monotheistic society, so they changed children of the gods to children of Israel. Now, there's also a Greek version, which takes us back to Genesis 6, and the Greek text reads, to the number of the angels of the Lord. And there are cases in which Bnei Elohim are thought to be the angels. Now, friends, doesn't matter. So what if it says angels, gods, highest God? What difference does it make? The belief was actually the God of Moses was the supreme God. And we have remained monotheistic ever since. But we're left with the belief that there was a heavenly order to things. And so this controversy points to the celestial court, which we just faced. And that court is beautifully described in Psalm 82, which pictures God standing in the divine council as he judges among the gods. Now, in this extraordinary scene, God criticizes the other gods for failing to judge justly. And we read about that not that long ago. And he takes away their immortality, condemning them to die like humans. Psalm 82:6. I had said you were gods, children of the highest, all of you. But you shall die like a human. The celestial court, that's what we face every year at this time. Now, what a beginning of the Torah this would have made. Calling forth the two great witnesses, heaven and earth. Man was a terrible child. And because of his actions, the following events occur. It's a fantastic introduction. The image has been sent. The words of Moses will fall like rain upon the earth. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither. While they pass, they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy, drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. And make no mistake about it, words will possess us. Words will caress us. Words have great weight. Now we're told here about creation, about man, about God, about parenthood, and that man was a terrible child. Deuteronomy 32:5. A steadfast God, without wrong, true and right is he. Did he act ruinously? No. His son's the fault, a perverse and twisted brood. Now that last sentence says it all and reminds us of God's warning in Genesis 6 that man is evil in his heart. Our job is to fix that and return to Shuvah, to perfection, and that's what we try and do at this holiday, and that's what we hope we accomplish with Yom Kippur, with the sealing in the Book of Life. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light, and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone. And into terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together. We celebrate with each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Let's all send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it, and we all need it. Please do learn to forgive. Learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life and tell those you love that you love them. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. We set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It is again our intention, our kavanah, our cause, our effect. It's all linked. You always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But always do so with sincerity, with accountability, with vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? Because if you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance will bring. And keep on dreaming, my friends. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love, because that's always in front of you. Please work to be present in the body. Expand your heart and quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone is always there for you, whether you know it or not. And you don't have to know it. Continue to explore faith and belief, and never accept shame as a natural state, because whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other, because we are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. So we all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them, tell them what they mean, because you're never alone on your journey. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Listen to the voice of God as he, she, it, them, they talks to you. Remember your connection to God and all He has created in body and in soul. It's a part of you, it's a part of me, it's a part of all of us. Everything is connected forever. We've spent 10 days in thought, introspection, and realizations. We've thrown ourselves into the world of forgiveness and repentance. The finale of Yom Kippur began with a prayer that was banned for hundreds of years, which was actually not a prayer, but which has a haunting, captivating melody and words that serve the specific purpose, but has taken on a role far bigger than itself. But it transitions into the world of forgiveness, kindness, and decency. So as you are sealed in the book of life, remember you are loved. Even if He's not looking and you don't see Him, God is there. You are never alone. You simply have to reach out. Forgive me, Lord, please, those years when I know You. Forgive them, Lord, those that feel they can't afford You. Help me, Lord, please, to rise above this dealing. Help me, Lord, please, to love You with more feeling. Won't You hear me, Lord? He hears it all. Well, thank you for joining me, my friends. Gamar Chatima Tova. May all of your dreams come true. Shabbat Shalom. And blessings to you all. Take care.